All right, welcome back. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. And this next segment is literally about how you are starting your new year. So we told you earlier in the show that some people are ditching New Year's resolutions. So we're going to discuss kicking off the year the right way, but without locking yourself into any resolutions. Communications and lifestyle expert Jennifer Lynn Robinson is here with some guidance. First of all, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Thank you so very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So just in terms of a New Year's resolution in general, we've got some specific tips, but just what's the idea of ditching those and starting, the year the way that you really want to, not the way that you think you should?
So I know that I'm guilty of it, and I think a lot of us are. We start the new year and we overestimate things and set ourselves up for failure.
Mm-hmm.
You know, if you've never exercised, you say, January 1st, I'm going to start in the gym 6 days a week, 7 days a week. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to plan whatever, a trip, and I'm going to save up for it in a month.
Mm-hmm.
We set ourselves up for failure.
Yeah.
And then by January 17th or 18th, most people actually quit their resolutions.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a day that's like National Quit Your Resolutions Day.
Oh, wow.
And within a few weeks of the year, people kind of give up, right? But you want to still have a way to kind of level up, because the whole idea of a new year is not necessarily a new you. It's just how to be better, how to be better than yesterday, how to do things a little better, how to be a little happier, how to be content and balanced in your life. So we want to kind of do that instead of set ourselves up for failure.
Yes, and one of the first ways that we can get out of our own way is to map out monthly themes instead of yearly resolutions, so taking it 1 month at a time.
Exactly. So instead of getting to January 1st and saying, I got to fix my exercise, my sleep, my life, my job, my finances, picking one thing, because it takes 21 days to form a habit. So if you pick, let's say, finance or wellness, and after 21 days or a month, you have that better, and then you can start on something else. And by the end of the year, hopefully there's at least, let's say, 5 or 6 things that you can improve because you do them one at a time instead of trying to do everything at once.
Yes, because then, you're just a little bit scatterbrained, trying to do too much, and that's where you can kind of regress and lose your motivation. Yes. Very good tip. And the next one is to not resolve to not do something. So this is learning from past experiences and, again, setting yourself up.
It's like the anti-goal, anti-resolution, so it could be something like resolving not to drink or not to go to sleep after midnight anymore because it screws up your whole week, So whatever it is, it's sort of like the anti-goal. It can still be something very positive for you to take into the new year.
That could be a really powerful one for a lot of people, depending on what, that particular thing is. Now, the next one, you say to create a bucket list for 2024. Normally we think a bucket list for our entire lives, but we're talking about just 1 year here.
1 year, and you have to have some fun, right? And you have to plan the fun, unfortunately, right? You have all these ideas every year that you want to do things, but you don't really find ways to incorporate it. So whether that's something small, like scheduling to go to a live concert or get a massage, or it's something big, like planning a trip to Greece, right? You want to have those bucket list goals for the year so that you can, have some fun and make sure that you are looking every week, every month at how you're incorporating that into your life.
And you're actually able to track your growth a little bit more, thinking to yourself, did I actually do what I wanted to do or do what I thought I was going to do throughout this month? That's great.
Absolutely.
That's great. Now, the fourth tip is to decide on your word or theme of the year. I think a lot of people do this one, but how do we make it more purposeful?
Yes. So, I think it really helps you during the year if you establish a word, because then we get in these situations all the time where we're saying, should we say yes or no to something? There's so many things coming at us, right? Everybody wants us to do things. We want to be involved in everything. Lots of good causes, lots of things to do. So, if you have a word that's a theme of the year, it can help you. If you have a word, let's say like abundance or balance or connection, if somebody asks you to add something to your life, you can say, well, when I think about balance as my theme of the year, let's say, does it fit in with that? Is that going to get me where I want to be, or is that not going to contribute to my balance? And it makes it an easy decision.
Yeah, and you're thinking about your life in general. I love things like balance and, consistency, because you are literally thinking about your life and you're not attaching yourself to some fad resolution like, a lot of people go to the gym.
Exactly.
It is good, but is that something that you want to do, or it's just something that is popular?
Right.
And in terms of thinking about your life, creating an action plan is very important.
Yes.
Why?
Yes, because, we all have these ideas at the beginning of the year, like let's take the trip to Greece, right? This is the year I'm going to go to Greece. Well, how are you going to make that happen, right? So, can you sit down on January 1st and say, it's going to cost me X amount and this number of vacation days from my job? How am I going to make that happen? How much am I going to save in January? How much am I going to save in February? When can I go where I'll have the vacation accrued? Because we have all these ideas at the beginning of the year, and we want to make sure we don't get to the end of the year and they don't happen. We want to have the best year ever.
Yeah, and, just an umbrella topic here. As we're going into a new year, how important is it for people to, time is a man-made construct, but still, we've got a new calendar. How important is it to pinpoint things in your life that you want to, set goals on and use all of these tips to move towards those?
Yeah, I mean, time is not infinite. I always think of that quote, like you have as many hours as a day as Beyonce does, right?
Right, that is actually.
But you really do have to spend your time, in a meaningful way and be intentional about it and spend the year how you want to. So this is a great time to kind of level up, sit and plan and make sure that everything goes the way you want it to without resolving to do something crazy that you're going to give up on in a few weeks.
We love all of these tips. You definitely helped me get myself together. How can people learn more about you?
Yeah, you can reach me at Jennifer@JenniferLynnRobinson.net.
All right, Jennifer, thanks very much for helping people avoid the resolutions and building some more purpose into their lives as they begin to plan the year. And